Sarah Ferguson terrified of former personal assistant who knows dirty stuff about former Duchess. The British royal family has long been no stranger to scandal, intrigue, and whispered secrets that occasionally spill into the public domain. Now a fresh wave of concern surrounds Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, who is reportedly living in genuine fear of a former close personal assistant. This individual, once entrusted with intimate details of her daily life, allegedly holds sensitive information that could prove deeply damaging. Sources close to the situation describe the former Duchess as genuinely terrified, because the ex-employee supposedly knows dirty stuff from years of service. The relationship between Sarah Ferguson and this former aide spanned several years, during which the assistant handled private correspondence schedules and personal matters. Insiders claim the assistant was privy to conversations, phone calls, and even private meetings that few others in her circle ever witnessed. What makes the situation particularly alarming is the potential for revelations that could reignite old controversies or uncover entirely new embarrassing details. Sarah Ferguson has faced intense media scrutiny throughout her public life, from her marriage to Prince Andrew to subsequent financial difficulties. Her former role as a working royal ended decades ago, yet the spotlight has never fully dimmed, especially after her well-documented ups and downs. The fear stems not just from past indiscretions but from the very real possibility that private information could be sold to tabloids or shared online. Royal commentators note that in today's digital age, former staff members sometimes become lucrative sources for newspapers, podcasts, and television specials. The ex-assistant is said to have accumulated a wealth of anecdotes, ranging from everyday habits to more sensitive emotional and financial discussions. Sarah Ferguson, who has rebuilt her public image through charity work and media appearances, now finds herself on edge over this lingering threat. Friends of the Duchess say she has become increasingly cautious about communications, limiting what she shares even with long-trusted members of her inner circle. The situation has reportedly caused sleepless nights and heightened anxiety, as she contemplates what might happen if the former aide decides to speak out. Legal avenues remain limited unless concrete threats or breaches occur, leaving the Duchess in a vulnerable position despite her public resilience. Sarah Ferguson's life story is one of remarkable highs and dramatic lows. Beginning with her fairy tale wedding to Prince Andrew in 1986, she quickly won public affection with her warm, approachable personality, earning the affectionate nickname Fergie that has stuck ever since. Yet the marriage faced strain under constant media pressure and personal challenges, leading to their separation in 1992 and eventual divorce. Post-divorce, Sarah Ferguson forged an independent path as an author, a documentary producer, and a dedicated supporter of various charitable causes. She has written numerous children's books and historical novels, often drawing inspiration from her own experiences and royal connections. Her television appearances have ranged from reality shows to interviews, where she has spoken candidly about mistakes, lessons learned, and personal growth. Despite these efforts, the shadow of past controversies continues to follow her, including well-publicized financial troubles and associations that drew criticism. The current fear involving the former personal assistant adds another layer to an already complex narrative of public life and private vulnerability. Royal experts suggest that former staff members occasionally hold significant leverage because of the confidential nature of their roles within aristocratic households. Non-disclosure agreements can offer some protection, yet they are not foolproof, especially when emotions run high or financial incentives become tempting. In Sarah Ferguson's case, the assistant's knowledge reportedly extends to details about her relationships, finances, health, and family dynamics. Such information, if disclosed selectively, could cause significant reputational harm, even if much of it is already known or speculated upon in the press. The Duchess has always maintained that she has nothing to hide. Yet the prospect of selective leaks creates understandable apprehension. Close associates describe her current state as one of quiet vigilance, balancing her usual outgoing nature with newfound wariness toward outsiders. She continues her charity work, focusing on children's welfare and education, while also pursuing creative projects that bring her personal fulfillment. Public appearances remain polished, professional, and often warm, showing the resilience that has defined much of her adult life. Yet behind closed doors, the worry about this former employee persists. A reminder that past associations can cast long shadows over the present. The British tabloid press has a long history of paying for royal stories, and former aides have occasionally provided scoops that made front-page headlines. Sarah Ferguson herself has been the subject of such revelations in the past, making the current situation feel like a familiar yet still unsettling threat. Royal biographers note that trust within royal households is paramount, and breaches can lead to lasting anxiety for those affected. In this instance, the Duchess's fear appears rooted in genuine concern, rather than mere paranoia about media attention she has long navigated. She has spoken openly in memoirs and interviews about learning from mistakes and striving to live authentically despite public expectations. This latest chapter underscores the ongoing challenge of privacy. In an era where information travels instantly and globally, friends insist that Sarah Ferguson remains strong, optimistic, and determined to focus on positive endeavors rather than dwelling on potential scandals. Her relationship with her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, continues to be a source of great joy and emotional support. The family unit has weathered many storms together, emerging closer each time, which provides a solid foundation amid the current unease. Prince Andrew's own legal and public challenges have indirectly affected her, though she has consistently maintained a supportive yet independent stance. The former assistant's motivations remain unclear at this stage, with no public statements or confirmed plans to disclose information. Speculation ranges from financial need to personal grievances, though nothing concrete has surfaced to clarify the situation. For Sarah Ferguson, the priority is protecting her peace of mind and continuing the work that gives her life purpose and meaning. She has shown remarkable ability to reinvent herself over the decades, moving from royal bride to author, philanthropist, and media personality. This resilience will likely serve her well as she navigates the present anxiety. The public remains fascinated by all things royal, especially personal dramas, Yet many admirers express sympathy for the Duchess in this difficult moment. Social media comments reflect a mix of support, curiosity, and well wishes, acknowledging the human side behind the often glamorized royal facade. As time passes, the story may fade or escalate depending on developments. But for now, it serves as a stark reminder of vulnerability even among the elite. Sarah Ferguson has faced criticism, judgment, and intense scrutiny before. And each time she has found ways to rise above and move forward. Her story is one of perseverance, authenticity, and unwavering spirit. Qualities that continue to define her despite the challenges she faces. The fear of what a former confidant might reveal is undoubtedly real. Yet it has not stopped her from living life on her own terms. She remains active in charity events, literary projects, and family moments, proving that personal strength can coexist with legitimate concerns. In the end, Sarah Ferguson's journey illustrates the complexities of fame. Where privacy is precious, trust is fragile, and resilience is essential. The former personal assistant holds a key to parts of her past. But the Duchess holds the power to shape her future narrative. Whatever unfolds, the public will continue watching with interest, drawn to the enduring saga of one of Britain's most recognizable figures. Sarah Ferguson, terrified yet undeterred, continues her path forward, balancing caution with the optimism that has carried her through decades. And so the story of the Duchess and her former aide remains unfolding. A quiet drama playing out behind the scenes of